All sorts of cricket.
So good morning, everybody who's here early and on time and all of that. Thank you for coming. We're going to get started shortly. The students are actually upstairs and they're going to make their way down here, and we're expecting a few more people. So thank you for being here, and we'll get started soon. Okay, thank you.
If they don't want
Yeah. You wanted me to pay the clothes for $10. I said, I ain't got no work to do. And they pay too much on the pay.
Speeches, right? You guys all have your speeches? Yes.
It's behind that sign. Okay, over to the wall right there. You're also being live streamed. Guys, it's being like streamed on our YouTube page, so if you want to share it with us, you're welcome. Don't slap. So if you want to watch it later, you can. Yeah, well done. Thank you. Okay. What? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
It is. But it is
Good morning. Hey. Good morning, everybody. It is really good to see you all here this morning. Thank you for being with us. It really means a lot to us. I want to welcome you to St. Joseph's Center this morning for our Codetalk graduation. My name is Sharon. I run the Codetalk program. Today, everyone graduates. We started last September with 12 of you. We said this will be hard, and it was. We said there would be days where you want to quit, and there were, but you didn't quit. You persevered. And so today, each and every one of you are graduating. I want to talk for a moment about why. It comes down to one thing: responsibility. At some point, you have to show up for yourself. And you did. It takes courage to be responsible for your life. It isn't easy. It's far easier and even justifiable to say that the world is not fair and it's not my fault. Life has been difficult enough. You had to relinquish your grip on the reasons that keep you stuck. You were willing to put yourselves outside of your comfort zone into the unknown territory of growth. You decided to be responsible for your own trajectories. It meant surrendering your armor. It meant showing up for class when it was raining and your head hurt and your heart aches. And you don't know how you're going to be able to manage it all. It meant doing the work yourself and giving up the notion that you weren't enough. You are not here because you were somehow entitled to be. You're here because you fought for it and you persevered. I am very proud of you all. Congratulations. I want to introduce you to the Codetalk team. Kimberly Hamilton, our case manager. Where's Kimberly? Nicole Caceres, our newest team member and our employment coordinator. Our teaching assistant, Dawn Howe. Instructor, Chrissy Padilla. And last, but by no means least, our lead instructor, Rachel Manning. There just aren't enough words that I can say about you all and about what you do. It is my privilege to work with you, and I thank you for all that you do. So there's no clearer way to illuminate what Codetalk is like and who we are in Codetalk than by hearing from those who participated. Please welcome two of our students, Erica and Patty, to tell you about their Codetalk experiences.
Take you all in. Final time, right? Hi, my name is Erica, and first and foremost, I want to thank all of you for showing up to share in this important moment with us. This moment that we have all worked hard for, and not just as students, but the staff members that Sharon just introduced you to. This isn't just our moment, it's theirs as well. It's a bit surreal that it is actually happening, and every single one of us has made it. Every single one of us has made it together. Yeah. I want to jump right into sharing with you the impact this program has had on my life and on me as a person. I want to share all the best things and how amazing this place is. But I'll take a brief moment to share a bit about myself. I'm just a woman from around the way. Before Codetalk, I would probably describe myself as lost, unfocused, scared, angry, and deeply unhappy. In my mind, I had let a lot of my life pass by, and it isn't easy to say this in front of all of you, but I was filled with regret and fear. Right, I'm seeing some faces out there I didn't expect to see here. That's my twin right there. I felt as if I'd spent most of my life not measuring up and not finishing anything or even starting something. I wanted more out of life and to do more with my life, but not knowing how. For the majority of my adult life, I've been riddled with low self-esteem, feelings of unworthiness, and just a day-to-day fear that I would never be able to change. The details of the early events in my life that laid the foundation for these feelings are not something I really feel comfortable sharing or feel is necessary. I guess I feel that those parts of my story are common to a lot of us, male or female. So many of us encounter abuse and trauma. Sometimes those experiences drive us to amazing heights, and we reach harder and faster than others because of the things that we go through. Sometimes these experiences stunt us and they arrest our development. I spent the majority of my adult life trying to figure it out, trying to figure a way out of myself and a way out of my bad choices. There was a period of self-destructive behaviors, culminating in a serious dance and problem with alcohol abuse. But 14 years ago, after a couple relapses, damage to my life, damage to the lives of others around me, I managed to get and stay sober. Until recently, that was the most important and self-defining accomplishment in my life. Sobriety was pretty much the only thing I felt good about. But in that time, I was still lost and unhappy, deeply depressed, self-hating, but at least I was sober. I began to realize that something had to change. Life is passing me by. I have to take responsibility for my happiness. I wasn't sure how to continue living with the dark feelings that I had. And I knew I didn't want to pass from this life with my last thoughts being of being disappointed in myself. I began to really try to get to the bottom of what was eating me. And the answer that came to me was that I needed to forgive myself. Forgive myself for letting me down. Forgive myself for all promises of survival against all odds that I had made to myself as a child. Forgive myself for all the bad choices I had made with people, places, and things. So I started there, and this began to help. Next, I had to find the courage to really look for a passion, and coding found me. The process here it's okay, I just forgot something there. The process when we set out was a group of 2 interviews, and through that process, I was a bundle of fear, tension, and desperation coming up here trying to get in this program. And I found out about this program from running into Nicole at a group she had started in Long Beach. At the end of the second group interview process, I knew I wanted to be here in this place. I knew I had to be here in this place. I'd been studying code on my own for a while, but I needed more. And I knew this place could be my way out if I did the work. When Sharon, at the interviews, when Sharon asked for a commitment, I knew it would be me turning my life upside down. And I would have to give everything I didn't know that I had to give. But I would have to give everything to make this work. And like I said, I knew this place would be my way out. I did the work meant making Codetalk everything. For someone like me, that meant that nothing in my life could be more important than this opportunity. And I believe that's what was in mind when this opportunity was conceived. My track record in my mind is one of quitting, failing, and giving up. Codetalk is one of those experiences that happens to other people. It's the raffle ticket that I never win. Got a lot of dollars out there, never won, right? My number was never called. It's the article that I read about some program somewhere giving other people the chance to change their lives. And this may seem like I'm overstretching for some of you. But for me, this experience and what I've learned here, this is my building all opportunity. Whoever that is out there that has that, they know that we do. Finishing this program today with all these people. This is my Willy Wonka golden ticket. And there's so much I want to say, but I can't go off script other than to say thank you, because now I'm warmed up and I know what to tell you now. But the tears are at the speakers who are here, who came to our program and didn't know. Stephanie, yoga, so sorry, yoga glow, and then you were here. And your time with us is so valuable and inspirational. So get back on script. But there's more I can tell you. This program is miraculous. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. This is something that changes lives. And for all of you here who have supported anyone up here, whether it be financially, through examples, through conversations, through your love and support, it matters. And we will succeed because of that. Your support makes it possible. It just makes everything possible. The past doesn't have a hold of me any longer. I know that rhythm is a little off, but the past doesn't have hold of me any longer. That's my message. The past doesn't have hold of me any longer. I'm not just full of hope. I know that I'm succeeding. Last week, I didn't feel like it, but I know I'm succeeding. You know, I am so full and I am so hopeful. I've tried to squeeze everything I could out of this program. I have tried to squeeze everything I could out of your brain region because it's a gold mine. And this experience, I've tried to squeeze everything from this experience, and I'm messing up Danielle's words because I know the true value, and I hope that I've expressed that. I love you guys very much. I love all of you. Thank you. Sorry,
Hello, everyone. My name is Patty, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. I am a single mother of 3 children, 2 adult daughters, and a 9-year-old son. I am the second oldest of 7 children. I grew up in a household with both my parents. My father drank a lot, was physically and verbally abused my mother and my siblings. At the age of 11, I was sexually abused by my father. I felt alone and confused. I told my mom what was going on. But nothing happened. Then at the age of 12, I was sexually abused again by my cousin. And tired of the abuse, at the age of 14, I ran away with the first guy I met in the street. I thought that he was going to save me and that everything was going to be better. It was all the contrary. Together we moved in a home where there was alcohol, drug abuse, and domestic violence. I got pregnant at the age of 16, then again at 19. I found myself stuck in a vicious cycle of domestic violence, in a deep black hole with no way out. I was isolated from family, friends, and was not allowed to work. I lost myself, I lost my identity, and I lost my self-esteem. I didn't know who I was, what was my favorite color, what was my favorite food. During the 16-year relationship, I attempted to leave 5 times. Then, when I was 23, my daughter was 5 and 7, I decided to go to a domestic violence shelter. Then, 4 months later, he found me and the program discharged me. And I had nowhere else to go, I had no support. So I went back to him, because that's all I knew. And because I was going back to that violent environment, the Department of Family and Children Services were involved. It was because of this case that myself and my daughters were able to get individual therapy, domestic violence education, and I attended support for the survivors. And despite being in therapy, I stayed with my husband. 11 years after I had my last daughter, I got pregnant again. I thought that by having a baby, he was going to change, but things just got worse. When my son was 10 months old, I decided that was my turning point. I left my husband and never turned back. I decided to move with my mom and was able to raise my son in a stable, violence-free environment. It was then that I started to work at the very organization that helped me at the first place. I have been working for the Department of Children and Family Services in the Parent and Partnership Program for the past 6 years. We are a group of parents that successfully reunified and navigated the system. I am a parent advocate that provides parents with support and resources to reunify with their children. And I also attend Al-Anon meetings. Al-Anon meetings are a trusted spiritual program that helps those affected by drugs and alcohol. I volunteer my time by bringing refreshments, leading and facilitating groups, and setting up literature. That helps me as an individual to build my self-esteem, reach out to new members in distress, and most importantly, I'm setting a good example for myself. And because of my spiritual practice and my connection with my higher power, I wanted to help myself and found the opportunity with Codetalk, and I decided to apply. I've gained so much from Codetalk. In Codetalk, I learned to have a growth mindset. At the beginning, everything seemed foreign to me. I felt overwhelmed and sometimes I would cry. But I was committed to learning something new. In Codetalk, I learned how to cope with change. I learned that my abilities can be developed. I learned not to run from difficulty, but face it head on. By leaning into challenge, I felt that my brain was on fire and I was unstoppable. I learned to be resourceful, to step back, look at the problem at every different angle. Learn when to walk away, take a break, and then come back. I learned to ask my community for help. I learned how to create new opportunities by going to meetups and networking. I learned to set goals and to commit to something I once thought was impossible. I was willing to face the brutal, painful process of growing and getting better and facing my insecurities by pushing and trying, not giving up, by showing up every day, on time, ready to learn, being engaged and taking notes when the teacher lectured me. Codetalk taught me that there was a skill inside of me, a spark, a starting point. I know that I may not have been the best in class, but I had a flame inside of me. I was willing to put in the work to study, to take extra online courses, to go to meetups, to study with fellow students, and to talk to the teacher during office hours. In Codetalk, I also learned the nature of progress. It's one day, one step at a time, and nothing happens overnight. It takes dedication, time, perseverance, and effort. I learned not to be so hard on myself. I learned that I am not a product of my circumstances, but rather a product of my decisions. It was my decision that I chose to get started with Codetalk and face possible failure. Not knowing or having any background in tech, and I did fail many times. But I made the decision to get up, to dust myself off, and to ask myself, how can I learn from that experience and to do it different? At the end of the day, I was willing to go all the way. I wanted to set a new bar for myself and to define for other women that it is possible to change your trajectory. I wanted to be that beacon of hope for other women to look up to me and to know that it is possible. Now that Codetalk has come to an end, I applied for a QA internship, paid for it, and my resume was selected for interview. I had my first QA interview last week and now I'm in the second stage of the process. Now I would like to give my most sincere gratitude to St. Joseph Center, to Sharon, the Codetalk staff, the staff, and most importantly to my mentor, Brent. Thank you so much, Brent. Thank my parents and friendship program that they're all here to support me. They helped me along the way. I have so much gratitude for this program that believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you.
Throughout the program, the students worked on a range of material covering front-end web development, content management, user experience design, agile project management, quality assurance. They practiced through project work. Please welcome Codetalk students who will share some of their projects with you now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Monique Millay, and I will be sharing with you about something. First and foremost, to Sharon, Rachel, Chrissy, Dawn, and Kim Hamilton, and everyone here at St. Joseph Center that is a part of making Codetalk possible. Someday, I plan on giving back what you all have given me and afforded me that I never thought possible. Just saying thank you will never repay your kindness, yet showing you with my hard work, determination, and successful appointment is what I strive to achieve. But yet still, I say thank you to each and every one of you. People will never forget what you said. People will never forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made me feel. By the late Maya Angelou. GitHub, or as we can call it, social media for nerds and coding concepts. One of the major aspects of the program is preparing your portfolio of work. In the class, we were required to build out our portfolio and our blogs for ourselves. One of the best ways to display your code and provide examples of your work is through a website called GitHub. GitHub is a site based on an open source version control system known as Git. Yes, Git and GitHub are two different things. Don't get confused. Like other version control software, GitHub helps with tracking changes to a repository, which is in simple terms, a collection of files and folders, which you are going to store every piece of your code in. Are you confused yet? It's okay. I was too. I am still actually. GitHub is a powerful tool, and here this is my repository. GitHub is a powerful tool, but it has a reputation of baffling newcomers. It doesn't help that most people are simply thrown off into the deep end and expected to swim. But see, the problem was they didn't have the magical fairies named Rachel, Dawn, Chrissy, and Sharon like we did. We're lucky. But let's be honest, anything new is terrifying and frightening. With the right knowledge, patience, and guidance, and practice is key, anyone can master GitHub. Once you start to understand it, the terminology will make more sense, and you will eventually learn to love it. For each project and class, I connected my computer to my GitHub account, then proceeded to update and maintain my code on my account as needed, which is called a commit. This allows potential employers to review my code and the history. Additionally, it provides a way to host my projects online. Here you can see several of my repositories that I have added. Each one comes with a description, which allows you to see my activity and contributions on GitHub. By doing this, my code is also an open source, meaning it can potentially be a starting point for someone who is also trying to learn code. I hope you all get to learn about this one day as well. So up next, we will have the pleasure of having an extremely intelligent, passionate, and strategic person. By showing you her amazing work, Danielle Lee will give you a sample and a visual taste of what it is and how to be a part of the tech industry. Please give a round of applause for Danielle Lee.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Danielle, and I'll be presenting my UX portfolio today. This program covers a variety of skills. One of the topics we cover is user experience and UX design. User experience and UX design is the process of creating products that provide meaningful and relevant experiences to users. This involves the design of the entire process of acquiring and integrating the product, including aspects of branding, design, usability, and function. We spent 9 days to discover how we can improve a company's website user experience. UX design encompasses the entire user journey by breaking it down into user persona, customer journey map, comparative analysis, and wireframe. Before Codetalk, I was a production designer for 8 years. And it was not easy to walk away from. What Codetalk allowed me to discover was design has been my way of contributing to the world, and I can still use it in another career like UX design. And I guess the last thing I want to say is good design is invisible. And just like this quote says, good design is like a refrigerator. When it works, no one notices. But when it doesn't, it sure
Okay, next up, we're going to hear from the group project, Crystal Sanchez. And Tia Jones, and Helen, and Danielle, and Tony.
Good morning, I'm Crystal, and I would like to introduce you to the Squarehead TV team. First is Tashika, she's our UX designer. She was our graphic designer. And she was the lead developer. Our QA and content management specialist. As the project manager, I supported the team and I oversee the Scrum board, making sure the website tasks were completed on time. Squarehead TV is an independent public TV network that features comedic sitcoms, documentaries, and a slew of variety shows. When I first found out that I was going to be the project manager, I felt very uncomfortable. As my classmates all know, I'm the quiet one that stands in the back of the classroom. However, I knew that I was going to have to come out of my comfort zone, but in doing so, I found that I really enjoyed my role and found myself imagining the possibility of being a project manager at a respected tech company one day. This project was very fun and challenging, and in all, My proudest moment was watching the progression of this project and seeing our team work together to overcome our obstacles in order to bring this project to fruition. Now I'd like to introduce you to Tashika, our
My name is Tashika Jones, and I'm the UX designer of this project. My role was to create layout structure and do research, and also create a wireframe blueprint. I enjoyed the outcome, especially when the web developer made my ideas come to life. Knowing that I had a lot to do with it was an awesome experience in development. This project helped me to apply the skills that I've learned in Codetalk and work with an amazing team that felt the same way. And next, I would like to introduce my baby, my graphic designer, Helen.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Helen, and as we said, I'm a graphic designer for Square TV. First, I want to give thanks to Sharon and the teachers and staff of Codetalk. Without them, it would have been impossible, and not only for the knowledge that they implemented on us, but also the resilience that they taught us to gain throughout the whole program. So as a graphic designer, my main goal or the job of graphic designer is to be in charge of the visual concepts of the website. The ones that I mainly took charge of was providing 3 style tiles, which is basically like a little layout of the colors and the fonts that the website would have. And then the other 3 were options of logos. And as you can see, those are 3 drawings, which I was very intimidated by because I have poor drawing skills. But although it seemed tough, what kept me pushing forward was the thought of knowing that my teachers entrusted this wrongly because they saw the potential that I was wanted to see in myself. Not only did this help me come out of my comfort zone, but it helped me develop skills I never knew I had. And I am grateful for my team who had my back throughout the whole process in order to accomplish what was required. But overall, this whole class experience was like a team project and something deeper. It was like a sisterhood bond that will never be forgotten because we never let each other fail. And as in my immediate family, I'm the baby. And in this class, I was the baby too. And I thank you all for the support that you guys have engraved in my heart.
So I was the lead developer on this project. A developer takes all the work, the content, the wireframes, the graphic design, and makes it come to life. To do so, I had to learn a framework, implement templates and widgets to create the structure for all the content to live in. The journey from start to finish was challenging, but I learned a lot through this process. I'm very proud of the work we did as a team, but also the level of teamwork and communication that brought us together. I want to thank the staff for all the support that they brought us, especially Rachel, who helped me get started when I didn't know how, and Nicole for helping me reach the finish line at the end. The amazing and charismatic Cody, who is our content QA.
You knew that was coming. Hi, my name is website. My role as content manager presented an opportunity for me to oversee the content presented on our website. I was responsible for creating the fictitious shows, timetables, and photos. My role involves researching, posting and editing content, content we collected from the client's interview data sheet. Our team objective is always to visually communicate with our client's audience, who can in turn become our fans. My superpower is creativity, writing ability, and eye for detail, and more importantly, teamwork. Our team worked cohesively together. It was a well-oiled machine. We were in the Olympics of time. The pressure was real for all of us. I worked closely with 3 members of our group. As meetings with the UX designer progressed, she was able to pass the baton to me, enabling me to touch base with the graphic artist. And then the baton was passed to our amazing developer. Our trusted project manager held us together with glue. Each morning with stand-ups, and at the close of day, gave us the end-of-day items to complete at home. The experience was challenging, and we loved it.
So now I'd like to invite up the members of the second group project. Sandra, Kimberly, Yasmina, Erica, and Patty.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra, and I would like to introduce you guys to the team. This is Kim, our UX designer. Jasmina, graphic designer. Patty, content management QA, and Erica, our lead developer. My role in this project is a project manager. And as a project manager, I supported the team with overseated, I lead stand-ups, build scrum boards, and handle all communication with the client. As a project manager, I have learned to be a better decision-maker and at communicating. The most interesting and surprising thing that I have performed as a project manager was building the scrum board. Not only it helped me to be more organized, but also helped me and the team stay in task and perform the job more effectively. When I was told I was going to be the project manager, I panicked. Just thinking that I would be a girl made me so nervous. I didn't know how I was going to do it or if I was capable of doing it. But I did, thanks to the team and with Ms. Dawn's help. So thank you. Next, I would like to introduce to Kim.
UX designer. I had to create the low and wireframes to structure the navigation. I created each page with Sketch, a tool that is used to design the layout of the sitemap for your team to use and to recreate to make the site. My project role was fun and exciting because my task was the core of the project. I learned that teamwork makes the dream work. I was so proud of each and every one of us. Whenever someone couldn't do it, we were all there to either do it for them or to motivate them through it. Every day, we learned something new from the technical, social, and emotional aspect of it. I received services that will help guide me in my future endeavors. I am honored to be an alumni, and I will forever be grateful to St. Joseph Codetalk Center.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I told them to.
So I'm Yasmina, and excuse my accent, I have an accent, I speak two other languages, so before I read my notes, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Sharon. I am somebody who was homeless exactly 1 year ago, around this time. No house, nowhere to go, ran away from my ex-domestic violence incidents. Though I had a bachelor's degree and I was in grad school at the time, but I was really in a devastated place. So thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity. So I was the graphic designer for our team. My role had me coding CSS, that stands for Prestating Style Sheets, which brings the life into the website. This is where we actually bring the fun stuff to the website. So I had to come up with the logo, project logo, as you guys can see. And also I did the style tile, which includes the font, typography, and the color palette of the project. I'm quite nervous if you can't tell. So the most interesting part about this project was applying all we have learned during this course. It all came together at the end. It was so difficult. I am a person who actually did well in school. But this program has challenged me in so many ways. I had to commute every day, 2 hours one direction, 2 hours back. So I made it. And I'm going to introduce my quality assurance, Patty.
So I was in charge of QA, quality assurance, and content management. As a content manager, I was the one who oversaw the content presented to our Alter Court Records website. I added blogs, and I was also responsible for creating, editing, and posting, updating, and occasionally updating the old, outdated content. It takes a lot of creativity, leadership skills, and of course, writing ability to produce and publish good content. And I had lots of fun doing researching for images, listening to jazz music audios for the snippets. And now I can say that I have a love for jazz music. As a QA, software quality engineer, my responsibility included designing and implementing tests, debugging, and defining corrective actions. I was also responsible for conducting tests before the product was launched to ensure the website was running smoothly and to meet the client's needs while being cost effective. I created a bug report which specified a description of the problem with the steps to reproduce, what to expect, the result, and the actual result. And I also added any notes that I wanted to communicate to Erica, the lead developer. Thank you.
Hello again, my name is Erica, and I was the lead developer on this project. I'm not going to double up, Danielle explained it so well, although I didn't do half as good a job as Danielle. She was amazing through this process. I'll just say real quickly that what I got out of this project was having to lean on other people. The people that just came before you are remarkable, and the talents that flourished and came out. Sandra was an amazing program manager. She held us together and had us on track. Kim was so talented. I was so impressed with her designs. They were really beautiful, and watching you be confident in that was the best part. And Yasmina, working with you was a gift to me. outstanding work. The site was wonderful, and thank you. And Patty, you're not forgotten. You did a fantastic job on the content and assisting me and finding things for me, watching you flourish and find a place to go. Congratulations on your upcoming interviews. I hope you land it. You deserve it. Thank you guys for carrying me through this project.
St. Joseph Center is a multifaceted organization. We have programs that conduct outreach and engagement, mental health, housing, and educational and vocational services like Codetalk. It's complex and growing to meet the overwhelming need in our communities. Please welcome the leader at the helm, the President and CEO of St. Joseph Center, Dr. Valencia Adams Kellum.
Wasn't sure if I was, usually I come up before you speak. I think we better go back to the old. No. I wasn't sure I'd be able to make it up here. Your words were so inspiring, encouraging. When we set out to create something some years ago that would bless women and give them a second chance, we believed in our hearts it was right. We believed that we could do it. Sometimes you envision a thing, you don't get to see it. Today is such a gift because we get to see it. It's as if you were there those first weeks. We envisioned you. We envisioned you moving through difficulties and rewriting your lives and seeing yourself anew. We saw you before we saw you. We saw your hearts. We saw your eyes. We saw your hands. We saw your spirit. It's such an honor to see you here today. I want to share a few words from Mark Anthony, maybe a man. I love his words. One day, she discovered that she was fierce and strong and full of fire. And that not even she could hold herself back because her passion burned brighter than her fears. And what's interesting about the order is that some of you actually mentioned these very words. I like that word fierce. I may have even used it with you when I was meeting with you initially, but I found this after. There's something about fierceness that's so organic. You know, the world messes with it. I told you about my girls, and I have an 11-year-old. And she competed this weekend. She does a hip hop piece. And there's something about the way she lifts one eyebrow and looks right through you. And I see a fierceness. Probably a fierceness that each of you have had, that maybe someone or something messed with. But what I love about fierceness, you cannot stop from coming back. It's organic. When I look at you, I see Ashley and Alexis, my girls and their fierceness. And I know that at times, things are gonna mess with their fierceness. But you are showing me that it's long-standing, that it cannot be taken away. And that when something amazing comes, that you know you have to try, even though you doubt your ability to do it, that fierceness comes right back. And it keeps the fear from stopping you. Oh, you have to be strong. You have to be strong even when you're hurting, like you were. You have to be strong even when you wonder if you're gonna make it. You have to be strong, even if some of those voices from the past are with you. Because when you keep going, and you keep pressing, and you keep going forward with your fierceness, you find that new you again. Something about that word fire. You know, on Facebook, we're putting all those emojis and all this fire, whatever. But you use the word, use the word fire today. It goes with a fierceness. It goes with an unwillingness to be stopped. You're on fire. It's courage. It's determination. It's the way I love to run my business. We're on fire. We are going to get it done. Even though there's times I'm unsure if I can do it and if it's going to be okay. That fire that's in me and Lexi, and Ashley, and all of you is what will keep us. It'll keep us on our path. And it's what will make us unstoppable. And even when we're feeling really overwhelmed, cannot hold ourselves back. Not even we can keep ourselves from reaching our purpose. This is just a step in that process. But not even you can mess yourself up now. There's something so fierce. There's something so determined. There's something so on fire that even when you stumble and you're wondering, even you can't stop yourself from becoming. I listened to you today, and you turned the fire on a little bit more for me, and I don't even know if I knew that was possible. I'm more determined than ever to do this. I'm more determined than ever to replicate this. I'm more determined than ever to have more women see themselves anew and to know that fierceness you had when you were 10 and 11 is still there. I am so proud of you. And I'm so encouraged. And I want to do so much more because of you. Thank you.
In recognition of the achievement of successfully completing Codetalk, we will now present you with your certificates of completion. Crystal Sanchez. Danielle Lee. Erica Odom. Helen Fogger.
My baby too.
Kimberly Ogonaway. Monique Belay. Patricia Oach. Sandara Arana. Sandra Valencia. Tia Jones. Tony White.
Tony. Yay, Tony.
And Yasmina Aga. Congratulations, everybody. I would like to ask Rachel and Tracy to step up here for a moment to present a special award. So part of, this program is, learning and making sure you know how to do everything and following along. But one of the most important things is just showing up and being here and making sure that you're here every single day, regardless of how long it takes you. And this session, we had two remarkable students that made it every single day to class on time without ever being late. So we just have two special certificates for those two students that we'd like to congratulate on this success. The first one is Patty. And the second, Danielle Lee. Thank you. And thank you, Patty and Danielle, for perfect attendance. It's really remarkable. We're very grateful for everyone at the many tech companies that we work with who are open to this idea that individuals from non-traditional educational backgrounds could have something valuable to contribute to their work. Very special thanks to The Honest Company, Google, Munchkin, Upcomers, Bird, Yoga Glow, Headspace, Joy Mode, New Egg, In Motion, the LA Giving Circle, Labor X, and Annenberg Tech, to name a few. I want to thank our incredible friends at Sony Pictures Entertainment, Nadia Ichinomiya and Rachel Suter-Arguedas, and Deb Newmeyer, for opening the door and ushering our graduates into their first roles. Thanks to the directors and managers at Sony who made room on your teams to give our graduates their start. Of the 4 graduates taken on by Sony last year, 2 have been taken on into full-time permanent positions. Finally, I want to acknowledge our incredible partners and funders at Snap Inc. Thank you to Evan Spiegel at Snap Inc. for supporting Codetalk and for believing in what we are doing. I want to acknowledge the mentors. Sammy, Ali, Brianna, Roland, Jeb, Greg, Bryn, Emily, Min, Henry, and Sarah. Thank you to everyone at Snap who pitched in, guest speaking, teaching modules, offering your time and efforts to support us. There's too many of you to name, but you know who you are, and we thank you. And finally, I have to acknowledge and thank Camille Spalding, who is a downright extraordinary human being, as resourceful and clever as she is, open-hearted and kind. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't have done this without you. We wouldn't be here without you and your alchemy. Thank you for everything that you do. It's magic. And with that, I'd like to invite Camille up here to say a few words.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm so always honored for the opportunity to get up here and close out the ceremony. This is such a special day, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it. So thank you again. As Sharon mentioned, my name is Camille, and I run our corporate philanthropy and volunteer programs at Snap Inc. When we first met St. Joseph Center back in 2015, we had a few hundred employees, and we had just opened our headquarters on Market Street down in Venice. And we saw the effects of homelessness firsthand. We saw the impact that it had on the community, and we knew that as a company, it was our responsibility to help. We just didn't know how. We also knew that we wanted to find a nonprofit partner that we could work with who would give us the opportunity to support more than just through funding. We wanted to find an organization that would give us the opportunity to help on a meaningful level, because our employees really do see the desire, they have a desire to give back at the community level and roll up their sleeves and volunteer. St. Joseph Center has been nothing short of that partner for us. They have been patient and educated us on how we could best help. Now, almost 4 years later, since our first meeting with Alicia and Aaron and the team, we are still such a proud supporter of St. Joseph Center, specifically of Codetalk. I can tell you how important Codetalk is to Snap by sharing that in the past 2 years alone, we've had more than 140 of our employees volunteer with the program in some capacity. We do tons of community outreach programs. That's significantly more volunteers than we've had in any of our other programs. And that just goes to show you the value that Codetalk and St. Joseph Center has on Snap. Whether we are advising on course curriculum, volunteering in a class, or mentoring a student, all of the feedback that I'm getting from our team members is, how can I help more? We want to come back for more, because that is how important St. Joseph Center is to this community and to us. I even see employees from Snap who have moved on to new adventures who are still in the room today because it was so impactful for them. Hi. We are so inspired at Snap by Codetalk's mission to empower women through technology. It is so important now more than ever. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of that. Today's ceremony is a proud moment for everybody in the room. For Sharon and the instructors, you guys have led these students through the rigorous coursework day in and day out, and you do it with so much heart. Something that I always admire about you guys is that it's more than just a teacher-student relationship. You guys are family, and that really goes to show. All the mentors in the room who have dedicated your time and skills to supporting your mentees and going above and beyond, thank you guys so much. For all the families who are here to support your loved ones, round of applause for you guys for showing up all of you. And for, of course, the students, you guys are why we are all here today. Your diploma symbolizes so much more than just a piece of paper. It shows that you can do anything you set your mind to. You have proven it to everybody here today. You've proven it here to yourselves. And we cannot wait to see you all accomplish your dreams because we know that you can. And behalf on everybody at Snap and everybody in the room, we are really, really rooting for you. Thank you.
So we're going to finish the formal part of the day with one final thing to do, but please stay, get some lunch, mingle, chat, meet the graduates. I want to invite, in closing, one of our students, Tony, who prepared some words that she would like to share with you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We really appreciate spending your day here with us. So, Tony.
All the ladies here have a story that led us to St. Joseph's Center program. I decided to turn my story into a poem. The title of my piece is I Was Saved. I've never known a strong person with an easy past, and one of them is standing before you. Now I realize that my story will have some challenges you'll hear, but it's also worthy of gratitude every day. Why? You see, I was saved at the age of 5. On that cold New Jersey night, when the heat of the stove fire took the lives of my 2 sisters. It was not easy. Waiting for my mother to return home, only to find one of her 3 children still alive. Then I had to be strong. As I watched the police take her away in handcuffs for abandonment. I was saved as a youth from being molested. All the couches of fake daddies and fake uncles and aunts at houses where my mother would leave me at as she hunted for drugs she used to help her forget about all of her problems. I was saved as a teenager from being raped. Walking up public housing stairs in dark hallways, alone, on nights when the elevator did not work. In my head, I would imagine how I was prepared to fight and kick and bite and scream if a perpetrator approached me. I was saved, you guys, at 19 years old, pregnant. I was single, with no job, no health care. And the worst part for my baby, no prenatal treatment. I was depressed. Yet I was strong enough to give birth to a healthy 6-pound baby girl who is now a nuclear power electrician after serving in the United States Navy. My not so easy path, you guys, was tested at the highest degree. One morning, as I was traveling to work on my motorcycle, a car sideswiped me. I was ejected from my bike, and an 18-wheel truck ran over my leg. No, wait, I don't want you to feel sorry for me, because I was saved again. But it took strength to endure being in a hospital room for 44 days. 7 surgeries to repair one leg. 5 months of rehab. Everything that I survived has afforded me the opportunity to walk up here and say to you, I am so grateful to be holding this certificate for completion of Codetalk 18 session 3. I would say, so that I can tell the world about this program, I was saved to experience this experience with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Please get some lunch, mingle, chat, hang around. Thank you for coming, and congratulations, graduates. Thank you. Oh, and can all graduates come to the front right now for a group photo, please?
One more.
She said she had 2 people. She knows Tom.